our next top story. We're talking Dubai residents report floods and major rain expected this week as well. I think we're going to see 50% chance of rain today. We've woken up. You can see my room is not very light because it's very dark outside. There's no sunshine coming through those clouds. We have dust warnings yesterday. You can see on Facebook if you're watching the show here some of the weather warnings coming through from the NCSM yesterday. We can see a lot of that same weather from yesterday, today, which of course means flooding in some cases. We are going to be talking about some communities who've reported flooding. And actually, one of these crazy things is that a year's worth of rain was reported in the early hours of New Year's Day. We saw so much rain, and now it continues. We're seeing dust, cloud cover, and more rain. The skies have finally opened. It's been over a year since we've had a full deluge of rain, and finally it's come, and it looks like it's not stopping. People weren't prepared. It happened in the early hours of New Year's Eve, so I don't know about you. You might have been out partying, you might have been at home. However, we all woke up probably a little bit later than usual to these like cloudy, grey, dark skies and wet roads. However, unfortunately, some communities aren't as prepared as they could be, and we're seeing some flooding. You can see photos here beside me. Some communities are really reporting a lot of floods. They're calling out the buildings for kind of needing to jump in at this point to make sure that they are prepared for the next rains. Let's see, we have a couple of comments here. Happy New Year, everyone. Water leakage at home, so unfortunately no power as well. So some communities are reporting no power even for 3 days. The roads continue in most areas to be well managed. The RTA are continuously working at draining out the water, and I think you've probably seen it if you've been driving anywhere. There's people working on managing the floods on the roads. It's hard to do, but in the communities, more people are, in certain communities, people are calling out the residential powers that be. They're looking for more help because their homes are experiencing flood damage and they need the help, especially right now. We have some comments from individuals who are going through specifically that, and that's what I have photos of here beside us. So they're saying that a lot of the leakages are coming because the drains are covered. So while some people are waiting for their building management authorities to come out and to fix the flood damage, what you can really do is actually go and uncover the drain yourself. So some people are saying get a ladder, go and check your drain yourself. If you have flooding coming through your roof, if you're able to and if it's safe, if you're living, this is mainly for villas now, not apartments, you can actually just check the drain yourself. And what happened is a lot of these drains are not fully, they're basically stuck. They have excrement, they have dirt and dust and everything. So actually they're saying that in some areas, if you scoop out the drain yourself, it could dampen the flooding, for a better term. We've gone through a couple of complaints that we're getting from people. There's water flooding inside my house. I complained, and then 15 hours later, someone still hasn't visited my house. However, they're closing the complaints because there's so many coming through. It's a flooding of complaints while the floods are happening, which is a disaster. However, what people need to know in these situations is just, if possible, check the drains yourself. We are getting some responses from specific communities who've responded to these complaints. They've said, we're sincerely sorry for all the concerns you're facing, and they've given more numbers, more emails for people to get in touch with. They said, in relation to the floods, what's worth noting is the owners and residents need to make sure the balcony drainage is not blocked and windows and doors are sealed properly by doing quarterly preventative maintenance through a service provider, and to check the weather forecast to ensure that they prepare for any other rain or serious weather conditions. It is recommended to ensure that all the windows and doors are closed securely during the rain, and for additional protection, you may put towels below the doors and windows to prevent water coming in. So what they're saying is get prepared in advance. Get your quarterly preventative checks in advance. Also put towels on the doors. They're saying any electrical items or cable clubs that water could reach out on the floor should be removed from the floor or covered. And I think the response from some people is that most communities are prepared for the rain, and why is there flooding in some communities? But at the moment, because there's such a massive volume of help needed, if you can put the towels down and if you can check the drains, that's kind of what's needed, unfortunately, at this time. And the DEWA have also sent out some safety measures separate to that. which says you can check this yourself, check exposed connections, make sure they're secured properly, seat all spare conduits located at the building roof, seal. I thought seat was wrong. Seal. Also close all electrical cabinets, replace any damaged meter windows, and thank you for understanding. Entering the new year with floods is not ideal. And as I'm saying, is that there is a massive volume of complaints, and while the authorities are trying to deal with it, if there's anything you can do to follow those regulations, try to, and put another couple of calls in to get someone out to your house as quickly as possible. We'll move on to our next story. Of course, COVID